Hello. So the digital tool that I'm going to show you how to use is Quizlet. I work two jobs. One job as a supplemental instruction coach for the community college that I graduated from part-time, and I also work as a seventh grade history teacher, and I use Quizlet in both my roles. So in order to access Quizlet, you go to Quizlet.com and you set up a free account. If you already have an account, then you simply log in. So I'm going to log into my existing account, and you'll put your username and your password. Now you do have the option to log in with your Google account, with your Facebook account, or with your Apple account. And once you hit login, let me put the right password in. Alright, so once you log in, you can begin creating study sets for your students to use. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to click on View All, and you can see all the study sets that I've created for my college students at Lee College. So these are textbook chapters that I've created summaries for, and then these are reviews that I've created for them to use. So the students can look at these study sets and choose how they want to study. So let's look at the part 3 review. They can study in flashcard mode, so it'll show them the term. They flip it over, and it's going to give them a summary of what the Trail of Tears was. They can learn, they can choose learn, and in learn, it gives them a series of multiple choice questions and also fill in the blank, so they can become familiar with the different terms that you have in your study set. They can also write, they can spell out the different terms, and they can also test themselves. Now they have the option of choosing how they want to test. Right now it's set at short answer, so they'll type out the answer, but they can go to options and they can change it, so they can do matching, written, multiple choice, or true false. So they want to do multiple choice and matching, then they do create new test. They're only going to see now multiple choice questions, and then at the end they'll have their matching. So this is how you would look. This is what your view would look like if you when you set up a Quizlet account for the study sets that you've created. Now you want to make sure you set your role as a teacher, because when you set your role as a teacher, it gives you additional options. So those options include being able to do Quizlet Live. So in Quizlet Live, you can create a game and the students can be put into teams to work collaboratively to go through and answer a series of questions. But the but I'm going to show you how to create a new study set. So in order to create a new study set, you go to create, and then you go to set. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to name your set. So I'm a seventh grade Texas history teacher. So let's say I'm creating a study set for the Texas Revolution. Right? And we're going to enter in the term. So first thing, let's see, Sam Houston. It's going to give you suggestions of information about that person or the term that you put in. So we'll just select that one. This is the information that I want my students to know. He led the Texas Army at the Battle of San Jacinto, and he was later elected the president of the Republic of Texas. So then if you click on image, you can put a picture with it, with the term. So we'll choose this picture right here. Then we also want the students to know about Santa Anna. Right, and it gives you a brief description of who he was, and you can also type in or add information, and also we'll add a picture. I always like to add pictures for the younger students so they can have that visual as well. And let's see, the Alamo. We want to talk about the Alamo. So it tells you, gives a brief description of the Battle of the Alamo. We're going to put a picture on it here. That's the Battle of the Alamo. So you have to have a minimum of at least 5 terms in order to create the study set. So let's do Battle of San Jacinto. All right, gives us a description there, and you can always add more information to the term whenever you want to do that. And let's see. And then the last term we want to do is William B. Travis. We want the students to know that he was the leader of the forces at the Alamo, and he was killed during the battle. Let's find a picture of him. Right. There's a picture. All right, so now when we're done, we have our 5 terms. You can add as many as you want to, but you need at least 5 in order to create the study set. So now we're going to create it. Now, once you create it, it's going to give you the option to share it with your students. You can share it with a link. You can include it on your Google Classroom. You can share on Remind, or you can share it with Microsoft Teams. So I usually put it on Google Classroom for my students, and they're able to access these. Now, if you want to go back and edit it and add to it, you just click the edit button as I just did, and then you can continue adding terms to this study set. Okay, so we go back into edit. I want to show you one more thing in editing it. You can choose how people see it. So right now, this is visible to everyone. You can change that setting. It could be visible to everyone, and you can also give people permission to edit it. So let's see, if you want to make it visible to just certain classes, then you can set it up by class, or you can password protect your Quizlets, and you just enter in the password that you want it to be, and you'll have to provide anybody that you share it with the password. They won't be able to access the Quizlet, and you can have it set to where you're the only one that's able to view it. But I want to keep it visible to everyone for now. Now, there's also some other options in Quizlet. If you want to pay extra, you can upgrade to the Teacher Edition. It's $3.99 a month, and they give you a 30-day free trial. And then you have more options of things that you can do. You can track your students' progress. You have more multiple choice options. You can add in your own images instead of using the ones that they have on here already. But it just gives you more options, and you won't have any ads. So this is Quizlet, and that's the way I use it in my classes. Is I usually use it to allow the students, I give them access so they can study using flashcards, however they want to do to help them take notes. And we play games with it, so the students really like the Quizlet Live, where you separate them into groups and they work collaboratively to get through the study sets and see which team wins. So that's Quizlet. That's how that one's used. Hopefully you find this video useful.